Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Like always, I'm your host Capri, aka Cap, and in today's video I wanted to talk about two Tubi movies and two quote-unquote black Tubi movies which happen to both be very parallel to one another. And in a nutshell, the reason I say that is because they're practically about two different women, and one of the movies happens to be Faithful, which is a pretty popular movie and came out around 2 years ago, 1.5 to 2 years ago on Tubi, on behalf of a woman who happened to be married to a man, and the man happened to be a big dog, a top dog. What I mean by that is he happened to have a very successful and high-paying career, happened to be married, and the lady who happened to be his wife, and they also in the movie happened to have a teenage son, either an adolescent son or teenage son in the movie. Anyway, in the movie they started out is very happy due to how successful he happened to be, and she also happened to be very successful as well. They happened to have a nice house together and all that, the whole nine, only for her to eventually become unhappy and dissatisfied with her sexual life with him due to him not being intimate enough with her, and her to eventually go the route, so to speak, as far as being unfaithful to him with her fitness instructor, only for it to eventually catch up with her down the road and her to face very tragic consequences as a result. Now, with that being said, on that note, it happened to be another movie, which is a pretty new movie called Lies and Loyalty. And it happens to be on behalf of a woman, a married woman, who happens to be married to a very successful man who happens to be, judging from my understanding and after seeing the movie, CEO, and happens to also own quite a bit of properties, have investments in quite a bit of properties. This guy also happened to be part of an elite organization, in other words, a fraternity. And in the movie, it starts out from the very beginning with her being unfaithful to him by having sex or being intimate with a whole different man outside of her marriage. And her main reason for her infidelity is due to the same reason as the woman in the Faithful movie, due to lack of intimacy. And this woman in the movie Lies and Loyalty went as far as not only cheating with one man, on like in the movie Faithful, how the wife in Faithful cheated with primarily one man. This lady was cheating in the movie Lies and Loyalty with various men, just so she could be able to fulfill her sexual urges or desires. Once again, her husband happened to be successful, just like the husband in the movie Faithful. My point in saying this is how women, anytime they're not satisfied, whether they're just in a casual relationship with someone, they have a live-in boyfriend, for instance, who they may have been in a very long-term relationship with, or happen to currently be in a long-term relationship with. A woman who may happen to have a live-in boyfriend and may happen to have either a kid or multiple kids by the same man, or even if she's married to a man that she's been married to for X amount of years, and a man who happens to be very financially secure and successful. If a woman is unhappy in a relationship or a marriage, a woman will do all she can to be unfaithful, just so she could be able to fulfill an empty void that she may end up missing. Because you have other women that may be married to men who are very successful career-wise, both career-wise and financially, but it just so may happen, it just may happen to be that guy may not have the exact kind of figure she want, may not be muscular like her ideal man. Some and all us, she may have just married that man due to how successful he happened to be. Also, it may come another reason she may happen to be unhappy in either relationship or marriage and resort to cheating on that man is due to him being boring, because that's the number one reason why so many women nowadays like to go as far as cheating in relationships, due to them being bored with the man that they've been with for so long. Because women are easy, whether you know it or not, very easy to have the tendency to get bored. And once again, on behalf of both of these movies, they also show where the movie Faithful, that is, hold on, I need to park straight because I'm all over the line. Anyway, in the movie Faithful, it also goes to show you how, unlike the popular myth of how women are much more better cheaters in relationships and marriages, it's not true after all, because the wife in the movie Faithful was eventually caught cheating. And like I said earlier, she had to end up suffering very tragic consequences as a result of her unfaithfulness and her infidelity. So once again, women try to do all they can to be as calculated and as can I put it, tactful as possible when it comes to cheating in either relationships or marriages. But that's not always the case, especially after seeing the movie Faithful, which is a very good movie. It's a pretty deep movie. It also has some disturbing scenes in it. I'm trying as much as possible not to reveal any spoilers in the movie, just so you can be able to peep it out yourself. With that being said, I'm going to make sure that I attach it right below in the description column or box as well. With the movie Lies and Loyalty, it's a pretty great movie, a pretty deep movie on top of that. And both of them happen to apply to real life situations, because some of you brothers who may be following my channel or listening to this video may be divorced as a result of you having to go through the same scenario with your ex-wife or wives in most cases, due to how, once again, women are so hard to satisfy, no matter even if you may happen to hit it off with a woman who you may end up having kids by and marrying. Even if you may happen to meet all of that woman's standards, chances are that woman will still be dissatisfied in being with you, and may go as far as still seeing someone outside of either your marriage or relationship with her, due to how so many women don't know what they want either. They say they want all these things in a man, have all these unrealistic standards and expectations, only to get those men who may meet these standards every now and then, but still go out of their ways to be unfaithful to these men and give these men hell. These movies also go to show you, because both of these women in both films, Lies and Loyalty and Faithful, happen to be very attractive women and very shapely women with nice figures. They also indicate of how the main women who are the most sexiest are the main ones who are the most headaches, the main ones who are also the most unfaithful. I mean, because a lot of us fellas could relate to being with a woman who happened to be a woman who happened to meet all our standards by being very beautiful, very sexy, and on top of that may have had a nice shape, like we used to say way back in the days, may happen to be a brick house, so to speak, only for that woman to find out that same female may had cheated on us while being with us. In some cases, when it's either one of some of our homeboys or some of our male relatives. In some cases, both. these movies once again go to show you how the most attractive women are the most headaches and the most problems as well. And once again, after seeing both of these movies, and once again, I will also make sure I attach both links to both movies right down below in the description box. And I guarantee you, you will like both of these movies. And I guarantee you, some of you guys, if not a whole lot of guys, there are a few that will be able to relate to what these men, these married men who happen to be victims of unfaithful wives had to go through. I guarantee you, some of you guys will be able to relate 100% to what these guys had to go through in both films as a result of picking the wrong women as well. And not only that, but after seeing the movie Faithful, some of you will be able to also relate to after how the woman, the main star, one of the main stars in the movie Faithful, who happened to be go by their name, I'm assuming this is her stage name, Crystal Doll, after facing the tragic consequences she had to face at the very end of the movie. This movie also goes to show, if a man is pushed to the edge, how far the average man would go if you may provoke him enough. A lot of women, some women may happen to go out of their ways to provoke a man to the point where, well, you'll just have to see, once you see the movie, you'll see exactly what I mean and where I'm coming from. Once again, I'm trying all I can not to reveal any spoilers pertaining to either movie. Once again, they are both, and excuse me for repeatedly saying once again, that's just how I express myself sometimes. But nevertheless, once you see these movies, even my ladies who never have seen these movies, once you see these movies, you will want to keep on watching them over and over, because they are pretty intriguing films. They are pretty intense films, and they do have a few scenes, a few sexual scenes as well, especially the movie Lies and Loyalty, because that woman throughout that whole entire movie gave that man straight up hell. She was just a straight up whore on all levels. Anyways, make sure you like the video, you comment on it, you share it. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, you guys have a good one.